Do you want to make amazing, high-quality videos for your church, but you just don't have the budget for it? My name's Brandon Hilgeman with ProPreacher.com, and today we're going to be talking about the best budget video setup for churches. Check it out. Well, the first thing you're going to need is a camera, and I'm going to show you a couple of options. The first thing that I think that every church should look at is probably in their own pocket right now, and that is your cell phone. Now, phones are not quite as good as the expensive DSLR cameras, but those things can run you anywhere from $500 to like $3,000. That's a whole lot of cash right there. And let's be honest, a lot of churches don't have that just sitting around to be used on video equipment. So I think most churches should be looking in their pockets first. And this is my iPhone. This is an iPhone 10. And the video quality on this phone, believe it or not, does rival a lot of the more expensive cameras. You can do 4K high definition video, which, let's be honest, most churches don't have 4K screens even yet. A lot of them 1080p will work, but you could do up to 4K video on this. Phones have come a long way from where they used to be. And so the first thing you should start with, if you haven't made videos before, this guy. Get your phone out. When I first got started in video, that's all I used was my phone, and I learned the ins and outs of it. And believe it or not, to the untrained eye, you don't see that much of a difference. The best budget camera you have is probably the one you already have. It'll cost you $0 or the price that you're gonna pay to upgrade anyways eventually. Now, what I'm recording on that's gonna give you a little bit better quality video and more of that blurry background you'll see, especially if I get up close and it focuses on my face. You see how that background just blurred out right there? That blurry background you see is from my Canon M50, and the reason it can get that blurry background is because it's a mirrorless camera. It's a little bit higher quality, the lenses are nicer, and so you're gonna get that better what's called depth of field in that blurry background, but most people aren't gonna notice the difference. All right, so this is me recording off the iPhone, and you can see that there's gonna be a difference between this shot and the shot on my more expensive Canon M50. The M50 is gonna have maybe a little bit better color. It's going to have more of that blurry background like I talked about, especially when I get up close. The iPhone will still give you some of that, but it's not going to be quite as nice. But honestly, most people aren't going to be able to tell the difference. And if you're looking for a budget, you can still get a high quality video off of this phone. That's not going to be too much worse than the other cameras. Especially when you factor in the cost. I mean, is this image really $700 worse than the other image? Is it worth $700 to upgrade it that much more when you're just getting started or you're just kind of figuring things out? It might be for you, but if it's not, if you're on a tight budget, save the budget on the video camera if you can, because there's a lot of other factors that make for great video. A big part of your video is going to be your lighting situation, and another part of your video is going to be your sound, and that, I think, is where you might want to spend a little bit more money to make sure you're getting good audio. So with your iPhone, you're gonna wanna make sure you have good audio, because the audio that's coming straight off the phone is not gonna be as high quality as the audio you can get with another microphone. Phone cameras, their microphones have come a long way, but they're not quite where they need to be to get a really good, professional, crisp sounding audio. So if you're gonna use your iPhone, what I would suggest is getting some sort of external mic. Now, there's some different types of microphones you can get, like a lavalier microphone, like the Rode SmartLav Plus, or you can get what I recommend, which is a little more expensive, but this is the Shure MV88. And this is a microphone that really it's built for iPhones. So you can see the lightning adapter there on the bottom, and that's gonna work in your iPhone, but a lot of other phones don't have that adapter. So you might need a different type of microphone. But if you got an iPhone, this is the one I use, this is the one I recommend. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the other microphones, but it's gonna make a world of difference in your audio. It's gonna make it sound so much more professional. You just plug it in to the phone, and you can just point the microphone in your direction. It's got a little cover on there, a little windscreen to help. And there you go, that's what it looks like. So this is the iPhone right now, internal microphone, just recording without any additional help. And this is the iPhone 10 with the Shure MV88 microphone attached to it. Can you hear the difference? It should eliminate some of that background noise and more just pick up what's directly in front of it. Should sound a lot cleaner, a lot crisper, and a lot more professional. Now, if you want to upgrade to a better camera from your phone, what I would recommend is jumping up to the Canon M50. And this camera, as I said, is the one that I've been using for all my videos lately. It does a fantastic job. It's high quality, it's made by Canon, so the colors are great, the quality is great. It can shoot up to 4K, but the autofocus is a little weak on 4K. Just to give you a heads up, you have to kind of manual focus it to get it the right shot. But it does do it. There is a crop factor there. But if you're shooting in 1080p HD video, which is what most church projectors are going to be at anyways at this point, this thing is going to do a great job. And I did upgrade to a better lens. This is the 22mm lens. Kit lens is actually pretty good too. I just like this one for its low light capabilities. Nice thing about the Canon M50 is it has a flip screen, so you can flip it out. You can see exactly what you're doing as you're filming yourself, or you can spin it around and look at it from behind while you're filming. But if you upgrade to this camera, much like using your own phone, you're still gonna need a microphone with it. So I would recommend the Rode Video Micro, and that's this little fuzzball right here. And it comes with a windscreen on it. This is great if you're filming outdoors, because when it's windy outside, you're not gonna hear that wind blowing on the microphone. And that just attaches right up on top of the camera, plugs in on the side, and it looks kind of goofy, but it's gonna get you some great audio and some great video. All right, now one other thing that you're probably going to need is a tripod and a phone holder, some kind of clip to hold your phone. You can use a lot of different types of clips to hold your phone, but I'll throw a link to the one that I have here. And this is just a basic clip that you can open up, pop your phone in and out, take it out, there it is. Put your phone back in, open it up, good to go. And this tripod honestly is the cheapest tripod that I could find on Amazon. It is the Amazon Basic 55-inch tripod, and it gets the job done, but it's lightweight, which is nice because it's easy to move around. It's portable, but not the most expensive, not the highest quality, but it will get the job done. Now, one thing I do wish, since I'm a taller guy, is I wish I would have spent a little more and got one that was taller. This one, when it's completely stood up, you can expand it. You can see I'm a little taller than this tripod when it's completely standing. And so if I wanted to shoot a standing video with a tripod like this one, I'm gonna have to prop it up on some chairs or on some boxes or something to make it work. Now the next thing we need to talk about is lighting, and lighting is gonna make a world of a difference in your videos. Good lighting is gonna make a video look a lot better, even if it's filmed on a phone, than when you're shooting in bad lighting. And so let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. This is a Yongnuo YN300 Air. And this guy is small, it's thin, it's portable. It comes with a little stand there if you want to. You can mount it on a tripod as well. But it gets powerful. It's crazy bright. And this guy will help you out if you're on a budget. It costs about, I think it's about 40 bucks on Amazon. All right, so I'm sitting in a spare room in my house right now with the lights completely off. There is a window over here to my left with a little bit of light leaking in. The blinds are shut, but some of the light's leaking in. And as you can see right now on the iPhone, you're gonna be able to see some of it because it's automatically adjusting the ISO. On the Canon, my ISO is still set at 100, which is exactly as it was set in my office, and you can see the difference of how much light you're getting. All right, now I've boosted the ISO on my Canon M50 back up to 3200, and you can see the difference now here in the low light between the iPhone video and the Canon M50 video, and you're gonna see a big difference now in such a low light environment. Looks kind of moody, looks kind of dramatic, not too bad. Now, I got the Yongnuo YN300 Air that I was talking about earlier. Just watch the difference that this light can make, how powerful this little guy is. Whoa. That's at full brightness, and you can see it just lights up the whole room. I can bounce it off the ceiling to get some different looks, bounce it off a wall maybe if it's too harsh. If you're right on me, it's like blinding like the sun. If I'm on manual adjustment here on my Canon, you can see the difference when I'm holding this light up and the difference it makes on my face, on the shadows in the room. You can get kind of a moody look if you go off to the side. You go kind of down, it looks a little scary. From the bottom up, it's kind of intimidating, right? But if you want to get a good light, you can prop it up. The cool thing about this light is you can actually change the color temperature. So I could bring down more white color temperature, bring up something that's a little bit more of got a little bit of an orangish glow to it. And you can go some different balances between. It's also adjustable, so I can turn it down, just do a little bit if I want, or all the way up. So I got one off to the side, it's called a key light. When it's kind of your main light that's in front of you, I got my key light right over here. You can see it bouncing off my hand. I've got a second one here that I can play around with. So there you go, you can see some of the difference. Now I popped on one behind me. It's more of an orange glow. The temperature kind of makes me stand out from the background a little bit. So here's with it off. And that just kind of adds this cool glow behind me. Light off here, you can play around with it if you want. So now I've taken my second light and I've stuck it over here on the couch kind of behind me a little bit to kind of give me a cool backlight feel. It's gonna make me just kind of pop out from the background a little bit more, separate me from the darker wall behind me. Now I kept it in a frame, you can still kind of see it. You probably want to move it out of the way, or maybe you like the way that looks, you can keep it in there. But you can see just with a couple of these LED lights, you can get a really cool look. Now on the iPhone, it's not gonna look as good. The M50 is gonna do a lot better in low light. It's gonna look a lot clearer, it's gonna look a lot nicer, but you can still get a decent look. I'm looking right now at what my iPhone's looking like, and it's a lot harsher. It's a lot brighter, so you might have to play with it. You might have to turn down some of the lights a little bit to get what you want. And maybe you'll get a little bit better look on the iPhone, but on the M50, you're gonna get a really clean, really awesome look in a low light situation. I love it. So lighting, extremely important in videos. With some good lighting, a decent camera, and a good microphone, that's all you need to set up a great video shoot. It's gonna look more professional, it's gonna look a lot better quality, and you can make some great videos for your churches on a budget.